You testified at the beginning of this deposition that while you represented Mr. Depp, he was, I think, the biggest star in the world. Do you recall that testimony?
Yes.
And what would you say the reputation of Johnny Depp is today?
These lawsuits don't help.
What do you mean by that?
I mean, it's endless, but I don't know because I'm not out there selling him anymore.
Have you ever seen Mr. Depp engage in angry behavior?
Yes.
Now, were you aware that Mr. Depp filed a lawsuit in the United Kingdom against the Sun newspapers and Dan Wooten, the editor, because they called him a wife beater?
Yes.
Have you ever seen Mr. Depp hit a woman?
No.
Have you ever seen Mr. Depp throw anything at a woman?
No.
Have you ever seen Mr. Depp kick a woman?
No.
Other than Amber Heard, do you know of any other woman who ever accused Mr. Depp of physical abuse?
No.
Have you ever seen in person any marks on Amber Heard?
No.
Ms. Jacobs, you testified, and please correct me if I'm wrong, that in the last 10 years of your representation of Mr. Depp, there was more unprofessional behavior by Mr. Depp. Is that correct?
Yes.
During that period of time, the last 10 years you represented him, was he ever fired from a movie?
No.
Have you ever seen this document before?
I don't recall this exact document, but I know there were conversations going on.
What were you referring to when you said at the top of this document, Depp Exhibit 5, this is good news?
That we were able to help him out when he was in financial desperation.
When you say help him out, who is him?
Johnny Depp.
And what particularly was good news?
That we were able to secure a loan for him through Bank of America when Ed White couldn't get him any money. And it was very helpful to him.
What was the final deal for Murder on the Orient Express?
$5 million for 4 consecutive weeks, plus a great back end, which he has received significant money on subsequently.
What was Mr. Depp's upfront compensation for Pirates 5?
Yeah, he got paid $25 million with the back end.
Would it be fair to say that you cannot say one way or the other whether Mr. Depp has hit, punched, kicked, headbutted, or choked Amber Heard?
Yes.
Can you say one way or the other whether Mr. Depp has ever hit, punched, kicked, headbutted, or choked anyone else? Yes. Can you say one way or the other? Do you know?
No.
Would it be fair to say that you were continuing to bring in good, solid work for Mr. Depp right up to the time Mr. Depp terminated you?
Correct, yes.
Earlier you said that Mr. Depp's reputation, that he became the greatest actor in the world, right?
That's not what I said, but okay. I said he became the biggest movie star in the world.
Movie star, thank you, forgive me. So, as of the time that you were terminated by Mr. Depp in October 2016, did you still believe that Mr. Depp was the greatest movie star in the world?
No.
Why not?
Because his star had dimmed due to it getting harder to get him jobs, given the reputation that he had acquired due to his lateness and other things.
And what were the other things?
Just, people were talking and the question was out there about his behavior.
And that behavior included?
think I've described it several times.
Would that behavior include alcohol and drug use?
Yes,
Mr. Chu asked you about City of Lies, and you indicated that you didn't believe it was released. Are you aware that Mr. Depp was accused of punching a local manager in the face during the filming of City of Lies?
I read that. I don't know.
Do you have any understanding of why Mr. Depp needed that loan in January of 2016?
Yes, he had said he had come in and met with us, and he had asked for $20 million.
Did Mr. Depp tell you when he met with you why he needed $20 million?
Not specifically, other than he just needed the money.
Was there any general discussion as to why he needed $20 million in January of 2016?
Not as to why. He just expected us to do it.
So Mr. Depp came in and said, I want you to get $20 million for me?
Actually, it was, I want you to give me $20 million. It was not discussed. The question was not asked as a loan.
And what did you say in response?
I didn't. Jeremy Zimmer and Jim Burkus spoke directly to that point. I was just in the meeting.
And in the meeting, do you recall what Jeremy and Jim said to Mr. Depp when he asked them for $20 million?
Yes, they said we're not in a position to give our clients that kind of money. We're not a bank.
Did Mr. Depp explain why he thought that you should just give him $20 million as opposed to loan?
Yes.
What
He felt that it had made a lot of money for us and that we should just do it because of how much money he had made over the duration of his being at UTA.
you ever had any other client who's ever made that kind of a demand?
No.
And do you believe the Rolling Stones interview, the article, damaged Mr. Depp's reputation?
Action.
Are you aware of any significant role that Mr. Depp has starred in since you were terminated that you did not negotiate and get for him?
No.
Did Mr. Depp get The Invisible Man?
They didn't make it. They made it much lower budget with a woman, as it turns out, for Universal with Blumhouse.
You were asked about whether there was any option contract for Pirate 6. And I just want to make sure I understand your answer.